My name is Tony Lett. I'm the general manager of Fred Bean's Kia in Langhorne. I just wanted to take a minute to talk about Larry Feldman and Career Changers USA. Larry and I have been working together for about the last 12 years now, and anything I've ever needed as far as recruiting, training, Larry has been right there. Larry's got me salespeople, he's got me managers, he's got me technicians even through the toughest times in the industry, and he is just the kind of guy who's going to tell you exactly what's on his mind. He's going to tell you exactly what he thinks. But Larry also has the expertise to back it up. When he was in the dealership world, he was a top performer, and that's really important to my staff, especially as it pertains to training. A lot of people can come in and teach out of a textbook, but Larry has real-world experience dealing with customers, dealing with situations in dealerships that we go through on a daily basis and try to train on. But Larry's been through it, so he can really empathize with the people and tell you what's worked for him and maybe what way not to go. Larry is just always at a 10. I mean, his energy level is always up there, and I think people, they just love that and they feed off of it. He's not faking it. He is genuinely excited to come in and help you. He's excited to come in and help grow your business. And he's one of those people who just really enjoys seeing dealers succeed and have a lot of fun at the same time.
All right. Life is about connection. Having a support system to lean on. And roads to endless possibility. At every turn, guiding the way, we are building the connections that move you.
So what would your dealership feel like if your entire sales staff was literally on fire, your sales and service staff? They were nonstop all over social media, completely dominating your marketplace. They could do it in 30 days or less and then continue their education to do it for an entire 6 months or a year. You literally would completely take over the entire marketplace and no one would be able to compete with you. And that's what we can do for you. So when you're walking around your community, whether you're at local restaurants or you're going to the gym, if you don't want to be bothered, fine, you won't be bothered. But a lot of people will walk up to you and say, oh my God, I love your social media. Your staff is amazing. We love what you're doing in the community. We want to come buy a car from you. We want to get an oil change at your dealership. Your community is absolutely going to love you. And it doesn't matter what platform you're on. You could be on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all social media platforms. You will literally be all over the place. And not only will you have ads running, but your own staff is going to be promoting your brand and promoting themselves within the dealership and within the business. So it's like running an ad times 100-fold because your entire staff is participating in the process. I've traveled all over North America. I've trained Toyota. I've trained Nissan. I've been to driving sales. I've been to Women in Auto. I get hired as a speaker for conferences at universities all over the country. And I can help change the trajectory of your dealership right now.
Hey, if you miss us live, you can listen to us wherever you get your podcast. I'm here at ASOTU. First time here. I've got some great guests to talk about Toyota, multi-language. I think there's something else. But anyway, go ahead.
Basically, the opportunity that we got to offer the largest minority here in America, which is the Latino community. What we do is just get everything ready for the community. We want people to come to the dealership and just have a comfortable situation just buying their. So that's the second largest financial decision for any family of people here in America. So we want them to be comfortable. We got all the accommodation. We got a team working towards them, buying cars, financing, or servicing them.
So really, there's some Hispanics in the United States.
You know, what's the number? I mean, it's like a lot, and not just coming, but we are having babies. We are having babies. 3, 4, we're having babies. So that helps the growth.
Understand?
So my name is Luis, and with John, we partnered together to essentially have access that turn the dealership into a multilingual hub that is able to speak, cater, and build relationships with the Hispanic market. The Hispanics, it's not new time. It's been almost like under a rug. I came here when I was 99. We're like talking about immigration. Yeah, yeah, sure. But I feel like it's now a dealer needs to be agile in how they're going to approach the market. And multilingual is essentially like a low-hanging fruit, but it's like an ugly low-hanging fruit because it takes work, to build a relationship. And the Hispanics are like grandfathers back in the 80s, where a grandfather would buy like a Chevy truck, that's all they could buy, or like a Wonder Bread, and that's all they could buy, right? That's Hispanics right now. So for dealers, it's a great opportunity for somebody that's willing to do the work. Yeah, and that's what we help dealers incorporate that in their classes.
So what's the biggest challenge dealers face as they're saying, hey, maybe I have some customers who don't speak English as their first language, and how do I get help if maybe that's not my culture? Like, where do they start?
Okay, where they would start essentially is building a team. What we do is part of the solution. What John does is part of the solution. Essentially, it's more like trying the advertising, the team, and the needs, right? There's no point in bringing all the advertising. You don't have any in there, right? And there's no point in having a whole bit of team, right? If there's no way to get the sales, and if they're obviously inventory, you got to have that's what we sell, right? So the biggest challenge is, I think, underestimating the amount of work it takes to build a relationship with the Hispanic market. The reason I say that is because John encountered this with Beaver. There's families driving 6, 8 hours to buy a car, driving past dozens of dealerships, right? Because they believe that they can be helped like.
So it's interesting you bring that up. We actually interviewed a lady from Colombia, the country, at NADA this year, and she specializes in remote sourcing employees that do creative work in the United States, but those employees are all based out of Colombia. And it was really interesting because we were kind of like, that's an interesting business model, but more importantly, it's a needed one because not only do you have dealerships that are targeting that community, they need people that can be creative and speak their language, but also there may not be someone who can help them locally that they're aware of because that may not be their culture. So when you're making that, I guess, adapting that philosophy of, say, a dealer group or even an OEM to be one of those, what do you think is, I guess, the philosophy an OEM and a dealer could have that maybe attracts more of those customers to their brand or brands?
Yeah, this is important to know. We use 80% of Latinos in even the U.S. who speak Spanish. 80%. So it's the language that we get spelled as on, right? So that's number one. Number two, we want to build a relationship. It doesn't matter how much artificial intelligence we get. We still want to talk. We still want to vote. I mean, we hug and kiss all the time. So that is something that the Latino community has. So if you get a team that is ready to show if you're us, it's another brand that we need help for your heart. We need support that we can help someone to do awesome. Obviously, we're just learn on it. Right. But eventually we have that. The good part is we want to open the door of opportunity by people, kids that want to be part of the process, which is a great thing. So we got to fight it before right. Instead of
So do you help dealers on the, not just on the sales side, but on the, say, technical side, or technicians, or possibly on the service provider side? or even management, where basically they're dealing with a community that speaks that language, but maybe A, can't find staff at all, probably, but B, can't find staff that also speaks that language. You know, there as well.
Yeah, that's what's going on. I started 4 years ago working with Beaver Toyota.
Yep.
And this is the beautiful facility. Beaver Toyota, beautiful dealership that yeah. And sometimes people feel like, well, that's too nice for me, but he was built like that. So, and the group used to go to a trucker.
Right.
So most of that place, that wasn't find the car that's financing or servicing. That's what we do. When I started 4 years ago, we got like speak the language. Now we are 50% so and obviously that's crazy.
So what about other languages? I mean, obviously Spanish is one of the languages. Do you speak, do you focus on other languages that are related from other parts of the world?
Yeah, we are now creating a Portuguese speaker team, which is going to take this for trying that market. The reason why we're doing Spanish is just because, again, we have our
right. And what percentage of dealers do you think have maybe a Spanish customer base, don't realize that are just not paying attention to it?
There's a whole bunch of people that I'm pretty sure they'll use it, that are not paying attention. I mean, telling me that's a meeting that's
right.
We don't have to have it. And that's what Beaver to that. Like, we opened the door.
So what kind of success would a dealer get who maybe wasn't paying attention to that and then engaged your services and said, hey, wow, I mean, what kind of success would they expect?
Okay, so the success, it's the type of success that a dealer can expect. I think before they can talk about the success, they need to essentially learn how the market, how the Hispanic market needs to be treated. Like John was saying, I don't know which day I'm here. You can send a client, Mr. Customer, I'm going to need you to submit your application via this link. You never get Hispanic phone number. I mean, maybe one or two, but in the other hand, you can call them and say, Mr. Customer, so what's your social? And they'll give it to you right there. Right now, try to do that with what? Wait, you're asking for what? But if you send them the link, they'll fill it out right.
Yeah.
Right? So now the success comes after the work has been done, after the infrastructure has been done. And I'll give you an example. We came in into a delivery for in Chevrolet.
Yep.
Right? We came in. They had no team. It was perfect synchronicity because as soon as we came in, they hired 2 sales managers that were living, right? And the culture that they have seems like a fraternity. They keep each other accountable. Even the people that don't speak Spanish speak Spanish now. Like the store, when you go there on a Saturday, it looks like a Mexican store. There's so many Hispanics, right? So the success before the needs to work, right? But if the dealer is willing to do the work, to do the follow-up, to do the nurturing of the customer is going to bring you another customer. The customer is going to drive 6 hours to see you and buy a car. So the success is there because it's just such a big opportunity. It's the United States has second largest Spanish-speaking community. First, it's Mexico. But yet, in all of the conferences, ND, this is my first conference, they capture this whole week on rack. This Spanish market is like something that's not really spoken.
Yeah, I mean, I worked at a dealership outside of Vancouver, Richmond, BC, and 60% of our customers were some type of Asian customers. So we also had Indo-Canadian customers, we had Spanish customers, we had different customers, but I was one of the few salesmen who spoke some French and English. But we had so many different Asian customers, so many different languages that essentially you had to have salespeople that spoke 4 or 5 languages. And really it was not possible because it was 60% of the customer base. So if you're a dealer in a big urban market where 30%, to pick a random number, is Spanish, and you aren't even aware of that or even appealing to it, someone else in your market will. And I think that's the real opportunity that you're missing.
Yes, 100%.
What's your thought?
There's a big people they do have Spanish speaker. That's it. That people speak the whole language. Oh yeah. So we got with the words that would make a difference. So if it's just like again, open the door, not just for the but people today people working hard. We love Latino more than.
We love Latinos. Love it. So how can someone get started? Like, what's the process? How would they do?
Basically, what they can do is just set up a phone where they have. We can sit down. We can see where you go. Because again, there are people who already got a team. There are people that they just need to make some changes. So the advertising that we got the media from here. There are some other people that have nothing. So where you how can we?
Fantastic. Any final thoughts?
So yes, so the needs assessment, anybody that's interested in just having a conversation, they can go to automotive.com and just send us a message there. It is ALTURA, automotive.com. It's in English.
We have it in multiple languages. One of them being shockingly English.
So yeah, they can start there. We'll just, touch the water, have a conversation, see if it makes sense. And if it does, this can be literally one will change your operation forever. One last thought. Any dealer that is willing to still be doing business between now and 2050 needs to get on it, because by 2050, 1 in every 3 people in the United States will speak Spanish.
What happened, baby? Thanks very much for the time. And if you have questions, obviously it'll be in the description. But you can reach out to the Auto Hub Show.
Hey, if you missed us live, you can listen to us wherever you get your podcast.